10 interesting facts about Ukraine. Do you know how complicated and interesting the world is? Some people may contradict this verdict and say that it is nothing except for a group of countries and people living together. But let me tell you a secret. The world is a place of magic. The world also consists of a piece of land with a diverse landscape, well-preserved culture, and traditions that provides us all as heaven on the ground. Don't believe me? Fair enough. We still haven't let you know anything about it. But don't worry. We keep entering a whole new journey of inspections and discoveries related to the beautiful nations where nature and humans coexist. Ukraine is a country in Eastern Europe. It is the second largest country by area in Europe after Russia, which borders the east and northeast. It is one of the most beautiful and unique places on Earth, and if you want to know more about it, do follow us on our journey. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel! Today we have prepared a list of interesting facts and awesome stories related to the land of cultures and beautiful people, Ukraine, which you can use anytime and impress anyone you want to. But before we begin with our exciting list, do like the video and subscribe to our channel to never miss out on any of our forthcoming videos. Number 10. Amalgamation of Russian and Ukrainian. The land of cultures, Ukraine is popular for various immigrants and local people in the country. The local language Ukrainian is pretty spread and expanded over the country, and most of the locals, along with the immigrants, are comfortable in this language. Sadly, the use of English is pretty low there, so tourists sometimes face problems, but with the help of proper training and a guide, that solves the issue as well. With a huge populations residing and sharing the land, the use of language is pretty interesting here. With its close eastern border with Russia, Ukraine's massive populations is well versed in the Russian language. If you are well versed in the language, you don't need to worry if you ever visit the country. And even if you are not well versed in Ukrainian, knowing Russian will help you with the communications there. Number 9. Shelter of supernatural entities. Suppose you are someone who is interested in fiction and believes in supernatural entities. In that case, you should visit Ukraine once in your lifetime because the stories and the tours will never disappoint you. The horror and the creepy stories related to the country draw back to a tragic and deadliest incident long back. As much as it creates an eerie atmosphere, it also causes overwhelming sadness. You all might know about the Chernobyl disaster, the most dangerous nuclear disasters ever happened in the world, and destroyed all the surroundings and towns nearer to the destruction zone. Northern Ukraine and some of the other areas come under the exclusion zone, which has suffered the most. These areas are now open for tourists, but at the traveler's risk. Number 8. Second largest country in the continent. This fact is a bit debatable as we have a special case here. Russia is supposed to be the largest country in Europe. Still, with the complicated border systems, as it lies both in Asia and Europe, there are doubts if Russia should seriously be considered the largest in the continent or not. Other than Russia, we have Ukraine with a total area of 603.55 square kilometers, becoming the biggest country in Europe. With such a huge land area, you might think the populations would be huge, right? Actually, no! The country's population is pretty low compared to the other countries, with only 46 million people living and habituating there. The population is smaller than both in France and Germany. Number 7. One of the most educated nations. The populations may be less than many countries globally, but Ukraine makes up for it by becoming the country with the most productivity and educations among its fellow citizens. It might be surprising as bigger nations with lesser populations struggle to raise their education level. Still, Ukraine has done that pretty comfortably and easily, and thus it is considered the 4th most educated country in the world. Most of the kids under and of 15 are literate and can read, which is around 15%. While 70% of the adults have a higher degree of completing educations from schools. Number 6. Tunnel of Love. Don't be surprised, but the world's famous Tunnel of Love is located here in the land of beauty and handsome people. There was a time when people did not believe in love that much and often thought of it as a useless hobby that made them waste their time and energy. But as time passed, and people started knowing more about this beautiful feeling of compassion, love grew and started creating landmarks in different parts of the world. The world has many various memorials built in the name of love, and such type of romantic places exist in Ukraine as well. The Tunnel of Love is considered one of the most romantic tunnels in the world, an abandoned railway in Klavin, northeastern Ukraine. The place's aesthetic is beautiful and peaceful, and older adults believe that couple who enters the tunnel have their wishes granted. Number 5. Locations of Mount Hoverla. Are you fond of mountains and chilly surroundings? If yes, you should visit Mount Hoverla, located in Ukraine, which is the highest mountain in the country. This mountain is over 2,061 meters in height and is a beauty in itself, with beautiful and peaceful surroundings all over the Carpathian Mountains, of which the Hoverla is only a part. It used to be a simple mountain back in historical days, but it started serving as a tourist attraction as time passed. In the 19th century, many people started visiting the mountain and it became a popular tourist site as more years passed. The popularity rose and it is currently even used as a sports site. Number 4. Sunflowers. Okay, the height line might have startled you, but what could be better than many sunflowers? The pretty and overly loud and bright flowers suit any moment or occasions of the day and are most people's favorite. How do these flowers grow? Seeds. And who do you think produces the largest number of sunflower seeds globally? Ukraine. This country might be the largest country with a low population globally, but the seed productions of sunflowers is huge and stands at the top of the list. But Ukraine is the largest. Most of the areas in the country are filled with sunflower farms, and some even compared the total size of Ukrainian sunflower farms to that of the entire territory of Slovakia. Number 3. Cheap country. While you travel to some place, what would be your biggest worry? It will be pretty tense about the budget and the traveling expenses. Considering a huge continent like Europe, which does have countries thought one of the richest and most expensive countries globally, it is a bit of a shock when you find out that the least costly and cheapest country lies here. Ukraine is considered as the cheapest travel country in Europe, where you can find anything you want at a very reasonable and affordable rate. Whether road, water, or air, everything is cheap. Number 2. Vyshyvanka. What do you think is the most beautiful and vibrant cultural assets of a country? The traditional attire. Traditional attire differentiates a country from other countries by becoming unique in its form. Every other country in the world has its own set of traditional attires, like India has sari, South Korea has hanbok, and many more. Ukraine has Vyshyvanka, the country's beautiful and conventional aesthetic wear filled with Ukrainian designs and embroidery work. These attires are really beautiful and make people look 10 times more gorgeous. Both men and women wear this. It is a plain white linen shirt with these carefully embroidered work strewn on them. Number 1. The Land of Beauty. When I call Ukraine the Land of Beauty, I don't only mean the people, but also the place. It is such a gorgeous place that it promised to bring tears out of your eyes. Ukraine has 7 officially declared World Heritage Sites, including Kyiv's St. Sophia Cathedral and Lviv's Historic Center, unique wooden churches in the Carpathians, and the beech forest surrounding them. You should try these sites to experience the comfort and everlasting peace. So that was all for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. What do you think about this video? Does it enamor you enough? Would you like to visit Ukraine sometimes? What would you like to see? Do share your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button to never miss out on any of such interesting content.